Hey everybody, welcome to Tuesdays in the Shop. Let's do our typical can you hear us check.
Testing.
Because we all know
1, 2,
that
3.
if we don't ask, then that's when you can't hear us.
And hopefully you can hear both of us. I've heard someone recently was saying that one of us was coming in, but the other one wasn't. I have no idea what was going on.
Well, that could be because of the thing I discovered today where the
maybe.
plug was in the wrong piece of the...
That might be it.
Oh, yeah,
So
we've got
hopefully-
confirmation. People can hear us.
Thank you.
All right, so today we have a very unusual Tuesdays in the Shop.
A little deviation.
Yes, and we tend to be like pretty focused, right? We're a quilt shop. We sell fabric. We teach classes, sewing machines, that kind of thing.
Focused.
Yeah, but we try. The thing is, we're always on the lookout for cool things that we think quilters would like. And today we're showing you a board game, which is like way out in left field for us. We've never sold a board game before, let alone
I never thought we would sell a board game.
I don't think we've ever even said the words board game, like in relation to this.
I'll admit I was surprised when this showed up.
However, look at this.
It's grown on me.
This is a board game about quilting and cats, and it is called Calico. And it is the cutest thing I've ever seen. And I just couldn't help myself. It actually took like months to figure out how to stock this because if you didn't know, board game and like game shops, it's like a very competitive business because, Amazons of the world have taken over and it's like a race to the bottom.
Yeah.
So to buy this kind of inventory, you have to jump through a bunch of hoops to prove that you are not going to be selling for like pennies on a Facebook group or whatever, right? And I just wanted this game so badly because it's a game about cats and quilts. And the people who designed it, it's a new game studio. They're called Flat Out Games. And I'm not really a board game person. Andrea is.
I do like board games.
Yeah, and you like puzzles.
I like puzzles and games. I do.
So this is a new independent studio. It's a small business just like us. And when I contacted them, they said, oh my God, we want the game in quilt shops.
That makes sense.
And then I had to jump all through all these different hoops to actually get it. But I have opened up pre-orders for this on our website. If you want one, we will place a big order and then we'll ship them all out to you. We probably aren't actually going to keep them in stock because this is really not what we do, right? We're a fabric store. We teach classes, we teach sewing. But this is just too cute to pass up, and it isn't that easy to get because it's an independent shop.
Yeah, I had never heard of it before.
Yeah. So Andrea took it home and learned how to play.
Yes.
And she's going to teach me how to play and teach you too.
I will admit it was a little intimidating. The rule book is several pages long.
Yeah, it's like a strategy game, kind of like
it is a strategy game.
One of those kinds of games.
It took me a little bit to get into it. I was a little
overwhelmed.
Yes, I was a little overwhelmed at first. I will admit that. But I think having someone explain it to you, like I'm about to do, I think that will help because it does seem like you can break it down. And there's also lots of different variations on the game, which I thought is really cool, actually. So this is sort of a hybrid, but so I have it laid out here on the table. You can see some of it. The game boards themselves are a hexagon.
And I love that it's a hexagon.
Yes. And you can see the little cat
Like it
faces.
looks like English paper pieced hexagons.
Exactly. Yes. And you have to make basically the flower from like a grandmother's flower garden. So anyway, so we each have a game board and then we have these design challenge tiles and they go on top of the cat faces.
Which are like EPP hexagons.
Yeah, exactly. And then, so we put those on top of, you may have seen there are 3 faces on each of the game boards. So you put your challenge tiles on those. You could also play without these and just turn them over so that they're not giving you a challenge. It's just placing an obstacle
and that'll be
on
easier.
Your board. Yeah. Because
right
now,
cool that it had all those variations in it because that means like if you've ever gotten a game and then you play it a couple times and you're like, I get it already. This one will last longer because it has different ways to play.
You can add complexity to it. I would get used to it the way it is first because it's complex enough when you're just starting.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's one of those games that's going to last for a while. I don't think you're going to get tired of it because you can also take some of the complexity out of it if you're playing with your family, younger kids, or you just want to don't want to think too hard.
Oh yeah, it's for ages 10 plus.
Yes.
And it can play with up to 4 people.
Yes. So there's 4 game boards. You can also play by yourself.
Oh yeah.
So there is a way, explains in the book, a way to play by yourself, which is cool. And then it's just it is just a puzzle. The goal is to get points, and there are different ways to get points. So one of them is to actually do the challenge that's on these little hexagons. And they have different letters on them. So what's that one say?
A,
So that means you need 4
A's.
4 of same something and 2 of the same of something.
Okay.
Because in your flower, there are 6 spaces to go around the flower.
To make a hexagon flower.
Exactly.
Okay.
Flower garden. So yes. So that particular one is 4 of one and 2 of one. And you can choose, then there's all these other tiles. So there's a whole big bag.
Look how cute this bag is.
Yeah, that comes
this
with
is
it.
where all the tiles go. It's a little like hexagon looking bag.
So you've got all these little hexagon tiles in different colors. There's 6 colors and 6 patterns. So for that tile that she just showed you, you could have 4 of the same pattern and 2 of a different pattern.
Or for the same color.
Exactly.
Okay.
4 of the same color and 2 of a different color. And for extra points, you can do both. 4 of the same pattern, 2 of the same pattern, and then 4 of the same color and 2 of the same.
So that's like when you're playing Scrabble and you have the triple word score. Or whatever.
I think so. And it doesn't have to be the same 4, but whatever combination. So that tile is, 4 of 1, 2. I have one that is all different. So all 6 of my spaces around this flower will have to be all different.
Okay.
Different colors and or different patterns. So that's what's on the board now. And then in addition to that, we have the cats.
Oh, let's show them the cats.
This is when we add the cats.
So these are all actually drawn from real life cats.
Yeah, they all have
what's that one
names.
called?
This one is Coconut.
Coconut. This is Millie. Look how pretty Millie is.
And Tibbet. And these
Is
are
there
all
a different one on the back?
Yes.
It
So
says
there's
Cali
2
on the
options.
back.
Right.
Okay.
There are 2 to spread out or give you different challenges. So that one means 3 of the same in any shape.
Okay.
And on the back, it's 3 of the same, but it has to be in that shape.
Okay.
So we're doing just the numbers first. It's a little bit easier that way.
Okay.
So for Millie, you have to get 3 of the same pattern.
Meaning like to earn a Millie?
Yes.
Oh.
Exactly. So one of your goals is to try to attract cats to your quilt.
Oh.
And to do
I missed that whole part.
Well, I didn't get to that part yet. You didn't miss it. It's coming.
Okay.
There's a lot. There's
So
a lot
like you
going
make
on.
the patterns and that attracts the cats?
Exactly. So for Millie, these are the 2 patterns that she's attracted to.
Okay.
So if you have 3 of these stripes all together or 3 of these flowers all together in any shape, it could be a straight line, it can be a triangle.
Then you get a Millie?
Yes.
Okay,
then you get to put one of these Millies on top of that.
That section?
Yes, section. Okay. So Tibbet likes polka dots and ferns, but you have to have 4 of those together.
Okay.
And Coconut likes this vine and that pattern. But I don't know
what is
called.
that called?
I can't remember. Whatever.
Medallion?
Sure. But Coconut you have to get 5 next to each other. So that one's going to be harder.
Yeah.
And then the number of points you get is, 3 points for all of your Millies, 5 points for all your Tibbets, and 7 points for your Coconuts.
Okay.
So it tells you there, and so as you're playing, you'll add the cats to your quilt. And then at the end, you add up all your points. But I haven't talked about, so that's your design challenge tiles is one thing.
And how do you get the tiles on there?
So that's what we pick from our hand and the market.
Okay.
So we have, the design challenge. We have patterns, which attract cats. And then we have colors where you get buttons.
There's a lot of different options.
It is.
Okay.
That's why, you gotta stay with me. So any 3 purples, purple, or let's say blue, because I have blue. So I have these blue tiles here that just happen to be the same pattern.
Which we
oddly.
really should call hexies.
Hexies, yes, you're right.
Because that's what they are.
Yes, these are hexies. Okay, so I have 2 hexies.
Imagine if you're played by using actual EPP hexes
That would be
instead
pretty fun.
would be so cute. Okay, anyway.
Yeah, you could totally do that. It would be a lot
Oh,
more.
Jody's saying she has the game and she loves it.
Oh, hey.
Yay!
Cool. So if you have 3 blues, so if I play these, if I get these 3 blues on my board next to each other, then I get a blue button.
Okay. And what does the button do?
Each of the buttons are worth 3 points.
Okay.
So
it's
you
just
get points.
accumulating more points.
Exactly.
Okay.
You get points for cats, you get points for buttons, and you get points for meeting the challenge on your hexie.
And how come I started with these 2?
So to start with, that one was there. These were mine. So each person that's playing starts with 2 hexies in their hand.
Okay.
And 3 hexies in the market.
Okay.
Dealer,
like the
whatever,
share or whatever. Okay.
Well, so we're going to choose from these.
Okay.
Once we play one of ours.
Okay. And how do you play one?
So we should always have 2 in our hands, and there should always
2.
be 3 in the market.
Okay.
When we play one, we have to replace from the bag.
And what does play one mean?
So the first player is the last person to touch a cat. That's literally what it says in the rules.
Most recent
Yes,
person.
most recent.
Well, you win because I don't
Yes.
have a cat.
I
You
touched
do.
a cat this morning. So that would be me. So I have these 2 tiles in my hand. They're both exactly the same, so I don't really have much of a choice. It is blue with flowers. And the tiles that are already on your board also count.
Oh, on the outside.
Yes, the half tiles and the full tiles that are on your board
That's
also
cool.
count. So you can
I
use those
thought
for your
they were for
groups.
decoration, so that's
No,
kind of cool.
they're a part of gameplay.
All right.
So I can choose to, let's see. So Millie uses this pattern. So if I put 3 of this pattern together, I can get a Millie. And I have one of those right here. So I'm going to put that tile next to, so I have my 2 flowers next to each other.
So now you have 2 of that pattern.
Correct.
Okay.
I'll need one
Excuse
more
me.
to get the cat, but that's my start.
Okay.
And now I choose from one of these. Let's go with pink flowers. And then I peel one from the bag to
have
add
3 still.
Exactly.
Okay.
And now you get to go from your hand.
Okay. And this one is for Tibbet.
Mm-hmm.
And this one is for Coconut.
Right.
But Coconut has 5, so I'm
Yeah.
going to try Tibbet. And then
Yeah, getting 5 together is kind of hard when you're, at least when you're starting.
should I aim to go near these?
I think you can do however you want to start. There's lots of ways to get points.
Put this one,
So
because then it's this one and this one together.
sure.
Okay.
And you've got 2 blues next to each other too.
Okay.
So
And then I pick
then
one
you
of
pick
these.
from one of these and add it to your hand.
I want this one.
All right.
And then
now
pick
you pick
one
one
from here.
and put it here.
All right. Ooh, it's pink.
All right. So I am now going to play my pink flower and add it to my other 2 flowers. And now I have 3 flowers.
So you get a cat.
I got a kitty. So I can put Millie, my cat Millie, right there on that section.
You know what that reminds me of? Did you play that game on your phone with the cats? It was called it was a Japanese game where you had an outdoor area and you would decorate it with toys and stuff and cats would come.
No, it sounds familiar, but
It's
I never had it.
Atsuki something.
I feel like you've talked to me about
Oh yeah,
this
I
before.
played that for a long time.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that one. But
Okay, so now what do you do?
So now now I have to
pick
replace
one.
Yeah, so I'll go for pink.
Okay,
And pick another one of these, put it there.
Okay.
And now it's your turn.
and now it's my turn. And I have 2 of this together.
Mm-hmm.
So I can put this one here.
And now you get oh no, you have to
No,
have 4
it's
for that
4.
one. Okay.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, Tibbet needs 4.
Which of these do I want? I want this one. And then I pick a new one. Okay.
Okay, so let's see, what am I going to do now? So this one has to, for this challenge, they all have to be different, either color or pattern. I already have 2 that are the same pattern. So that means this one's going to have to all be different colors.
Okay.
The only colors I have are the same as these,
So you
so
can't
I'm
keep
not
playing
going to,
there.
right, I'm not going to keep playing there. I'll go somewhere else.
So are there 6 different colors?
Yes,
Okay.
6 different colors and 6 different patterns. So I don't know, I'll play this one next to this polka dot over here. And another polka dot. Take that and replace. Boom.
Okay. And why did I pick that one before?
That I don't know.
Hmm.
Couldn't tell you. So you should pay attention. So this one is 2 A's, 2 B's, 2 C's.
And I already have 2 of something.
Right. So you have 2 green and blue. So you want to play 2 more green and blue, and then 2 of a third color on that one as well.
Right. And it only counts the ones that are touching that.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, the immediate flower.
I guess I'll put this here. And then I'll pick pink. Okay.
Okay. I'm going to play my dots. I still need one more, but that's okay.
Oh, you got 3 dots.
Yeah, but I need 4 dots
Oh,
to get a cat.
I forgot that one was 4, not
I don't
3.
have any more. There's no more dots here. I'll take this green thing. Flowers. I got lots of flowers.
Yeah, that one pattern is like.
Yeah, I keep drawing that one. Okay. All right, one more for the.
Okay.
Okay, now you're.
Now I'm going to be able to get. When I take that one, then I
Yes.
can have a tibbet.
Once you get it, yes, but you have to pull
I
from
know,
this
I know.
first.
Okay, so A, B, B, C, C. Maybe I'll put this one here. And then take this one.
Okay. All right.
Was that bad?
No, I don't think so. All right, I'm going to put this green next to that one. So that actually now I have 4 of the flower pattern in a row.
Right.
But I don't get any I don't get an extra cat for that.
Okay.
It's
because it's not any of these.
Correct.
Okay.
So now I need, take this yellow one. I don't have any yellows. Ooh, purple.
Okay.
Oh, you have purple. I don't have purple.
I'm going to put this one here so that I have 4.
There you go.
And then I get a tibbet.
You get a tibbet.
And look how freaking cute this is.
Yeah, that one is pretty
It's
cute.
sleeping. It's like all curled up and
Yeah.
asleep. And he's going to go right there,
Yeah.
right on top of his
Nice.
pattern that he likes for his quilt.
Yes.
And then pick one of these.
To put in yours, yeah. And then one
Maybe
of
I
those.
want
to go
this
here.
one. And then put this here.
All right. All right, what am I going to do? I need a yellow on this one because I don't have one yet. So I'll put a yellow right there.
I think you're going to win.
Well, we'll see.
She's
That's
already
just one.
played.
So when we've both filled our cards, that's when the game is over.
Right, okay.
And then we count
Because
up
you
all
have them
the-
all and then you figure out how many points you have, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
And by the time, for the last couple spaces, you might not be able to do this
Right.
challenge.
Right.
So yeah, the first one, usually you can make that work because you have a blank board.
Right.
But this flower touches, so there's
Right.
2 that match these 2. So you have to make sure that it'll
That's where the
fit both.
strategy fits in.
Exactly. And then same here. There's one that touches both of those. These 2 don't touch at all. So that's where trying to get the cats and the buttons and do your challenge and all the challenges, that's where it gets tricky. And when you get to the last couple spaces, that's when
Right.
it falls apart.
Right. What does this do?
That just tells you get 3 points for each button.
Oh, okay. And
Not
what
a-
does this do?
That's what you win at the end.
Oh,
So the winner gets a Master Quilter badge.
that's when you're declared the master quilter.
Yes, yes, this is that. And they even give you a handy little pad of paper for scoring.
Oh, so
So-
that you can add up.
Exactly. So
Okay.
you can your person, how many design challenge, how many cats, how many buttons.
This is really
and then your
cute.
total.
And I
So
love
they
that
really
it's
thought of
layers.
A lot. Yeah, there are lots of layers. So that's how you can make it either simpler or more complicated. There's other stuff we haven't even shown you yet that can make it more complicated.
Yeah, we're not going to
But you
actually
can take
play for too much
away.
longer because it's kind of boring to watch people play a game. But look at all the instructions. The illustration is really cute.
That's
and
yeah.
it's very
and they give you a
easy
lot
to
of
understand.
examples,
And my
which is
favorite
nice.
part,
I would have had a hard time without the examples.
right? My favorite part of this is that each of these cats is a real cat. They drew them from actual adopted cats.
Yeah.
And then they each have a little story. Like I just got a Tibbet, right? Tibbet is a little tidbit. She loves chasing rainbows from crystals hanging in the sunlight and staring threateningly at fishies. She loves scratches and is yours with a creaky purr as long as you pet her in any location or direction. The only wrong way to pet her is to stop, which promptly earns a scolding meow somewhere between a ribbit and a quack. Tibbet loves to get quite involved in board games, which I'm sure is very helpful.
I'm sure.
Do either of your cats do that when you have puzzles out?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, they come and sit right on the puzzle. Yeah.
Yeah, why do cats do that? It's like, pay attention to me,
Yeah,
right?
it's whatever you're doing, that's what they want to sit on. And if we walked away from this game and left it out, when
They'd
we
be
came
like
back,
swatting it and stuff.
they'd be sitting on one of the game boards and all of these would be on the floor.
Yep. So maybe don't play with your cats.
Right.
Maybe play in the other room. If anyone has any questions while we're on here, we can show you different parts of the game. But the basic point is that I found this gigantically cute little game, and we're doing a one-time pre-sale on them. They're $50 is the game, because again, this is a, unique. Wait, is it 50 or is it 45? Don't know. I'm checking.
This has been all her. I'm the one that took it home and learned it. But other than that, she's in charge of this one. But I did enjoy it.
Yeah,
I was
right the
playing
first
by
time.
myself last night, and I had to finish before I could go to bed.
Yeah,
I couldn't leave a half-empty game board.
it's so cute, and I personally have played with, basted hexagons for EPP hexagons.
I think a lot of us,
doing this kind of
exactly.
thing. So it's sort of like that same idea, but like other people could play with you and not think that you're a weirdo.
That you're insane, right?
So yeah, I think this is adorable, and I hope you do too.
And if you wanted to play by yourself, it's basically still the same. You would just pull the tiles from the bag a little bit differently, so that there's an element of randomness.
Sandra is asking how interesting is the solo mode, because she doesn't know anyone who would want to play with her. I don't know the answer to that.
I think it would be. I mean, I was playing by myself last night. I was playing 2 cards at the same time, which did get a little confused. I kept forgetting to choose. Yeah. I just kept forgetting to choose the next tile to replace whatever one I used. But yeah, so if you did it solo mode, you would just, I think you have, I don't know exactly, but you just pull like a new tile, and then you get rid of the third one. So you pull, every time you play one, so I'll play this one, and then I guess, get rid of that one and pick a new one. So there's always a certain number, and then you're just pulling new ones.
And it is kind of cool because you have like the colors and the patterns and stuff. So like,
and you do have, you have to think about it.
Right.
So not knowing what tiles you're going to get, that's the element of chance. But what you want to put on your board, and you can see what's already on there and all that kind of stuff, and try to make everything fit together to get the most points.
Right. It has a bit of a Sudoku feeling to it,
much so.
Where it's like, you have to think about it in different directions and add it up.
And there's a game called Set that Yvette hadn't heard of. I don't think it was very popular, so I'm not sure how many people have heard of it, but it's kind of a similar thing. You have cards, and you have to match either the exact same pattern, all the same color. So there's 3 things: color, pattern, and filling.
It's very similar.
Right. Yeah. So it's very similar, and you have to get all the same or all different of all 3 of those characteristics. So this kind of reminds me of that. Color,
and you liked
pattern.
playing that game.
I loved that game.
Yeah. So it's the kind of thing where, like, if you're into games and like strategy and matching and that kind of thing, I think you would enjoy playing this game.
And I think if it's too much at the beginning, just don't do the buttons,
right?
Or don't do the cats. But you should do the cats because they're cute.
I think you should definitely do the cats.
Or don't do the design challenge. You can make it more
freaking adorable.
A little easier to digest if you want to. And then I didn't even get to the more complicated variations that are in the back of the book.
Right, there's all these different levels you can add on.
To make it even harder if that's what you want to do.
I hope they make one with puppies, because I want one with puppies.
I mean, that would be cute. I don't think there's as much quilt puppy.
I know.
Don't puppies just like chew on quilts?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, because cats are always just going to lay on the quilt. They're not going to chew on it or destroy it.
Yeah.
They want to snuggle.
And like with dog people, we always want our own breed, right? So like it would need to be like a dachshund or
right.
Yeah.
I've noticed that buying fabric.
Yes, people want their own breed. And I do the same thing. I have a dachshund, I want a dachshund, right?
So I buy dachshund fabric for her.
Yes.
But yeah, I saw somebody buying that one today. The last
new one?
I got.
Yeah, that new one is really cute.
There's a really cute one with dachshunds like in sweaters and balloons. They're like going to a party. They have party hats, I think.
Yeah, that's cute.
That's very cute.
But not what we're supposed to be talking about.
Yeah, not at all relevant to this, but just in case you were looking for dachshund fabric.
So we have the pre-orders open now, and I'll wait about a week and then place an order. They're shipping pretty fast, so it'll ship at the beginning of May, and we'll see how many people are interested and whether we offer it again. Mm-hmm. We'll see.
Yeah, I think this might a little closer to the holidays might be another good time.
This would be a great gift.
It would be a great gift. I did get a patchwork quilting board game for Christmas last year, and I did try to play it once and did not ever
Which
go
game was
back.
that one?
I don't even remember the name.
Oh, okay. I think it might have been called Patchwork.
It might be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember you said that one made no sense.
Yes, that one you were trying to like earn money. That one I couldn't figure out. But this one I could at least figure out.
I love the little details too. There's like a running basting stitch on the
There
outside
is,
of
yeah.
these. It's so cute. And on the back, there's like a zigzag.
Yeah, they really did make it nice.
Like somebody involved in this definitely sews, and you can tell.
Yes, yeah, I think that's true.
Although I couldn't figure out who, because in their story it doesn't mention.
Yeah, which
why
you'd think they would
cats or-
say,
yeah,
but
like,
whatever.
but yeah,
They talked about the important part, the cats.
yeah, that does seem to be the important part.
Oh, and one other thing, if you get one of each color button on your board, then you get the rainbow button.
Ooh, which
So
is just
and
another
which-
3 points.
I don't remember. I think it's just another 3 points.
What's on the back of this? Oh, it's the same thing.
Where did I read that? The rainbow button is also worth 3 points. Yeah.
And
So,
like, look
same.
how cute. Like the button even has the stitches inside, which is how the
Mhm.
button gets sewn on. It's so cute.
Yeah. So I thought I think it's fun.
She looked at me like I was nuts when I mentioned
I
this,
did.
but then she kind of liked it. So
And yeah, when I first opened the rule book, I also was like, oh God. But I think it's worth it.
I think they did it to make the game last long.
I agree.
You know, so
I
that
agree.
you don't have to do all those different
And they
things.
definitely put a lot of thought into this
Yeah.
game. And I do think it's going to have longevity because of that.
I think that is a problem when you buy board games, is like you kind of figure it out and then you don't want to play it anymore. So this one,
exactly.
it'll
Yeah.
take you a little longer to get bored of it.
Yeah, but once you figure it out, it's not going to be hard.
So go ahead and scan the QR code that I've put on the video, or you can go to our website and just search for the word Calico, and we'll ship it right to you, and you can start playing with all your, kids 10 and up.
Yes, kids
or,
sign up.
you know,
There is a lot. You have to punch all these pieces out,
which
first,
is
though.
so
satisfying.
enjoyable.
As soon as I opened the box, I started punching. I was like, "This is not what I'm supposed to be doing," but I can't stop.
It's like popping
Yeah,
bubble wrap,
yeah.
you know, like you have to. But
Also good for kids under 10.
Yes.
If you have any of those, they want to get involved, punch out all these cardboard things.
this is like the perfect game to play when you're like in, a cabin by the lake.
Absolutely.
Like trying not to work.
Yes.
Which is very hard for me. I end up working all the time.
Yes.
Like this, like just keeps you invested and
Yeah.
like
And I
busies
think
your
if
mind.
you did have 4 people playing this, I think it would be really fun. Like you'd be challenging each other and like,
You could probably turn it into a drinking game
I'm
too.
sure you could. Yeah, instead of a cat, or for every cat you get, you take a
Yes,
drink. Or,
every time
something like
you get a
that.
cat, you get a drink. I get
Yeah,
it. I
you
like
could
it.
easily do that.
Or maybe every purple one or something.
Yeah.
Because the cats maybe is not enough drinks, depending on how you're
right,
playing.
it depends on how you play. And it says on the box it's about between a 30 to 45 minute
Right.
gameplay, which is a good amount of time, I think. 10 minutes is too short.
1 to
I think
4
only-
people, 30
only
to
kids'
45
games are that
minutes,
short, but you don't want it to take 2
ages
hours.
10 plus. Yeah, and like some of those other games, like if you play Catan, you can be playing for 2
I'm
hours.
sure. Yeah, this is not an all afternoon thing unless you wanted it to be. Yeah, but it doesn't have to be.
I think it's really cute.
I think so
I hope
too.
you do too.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks.
We'll be back next week with not another board game, I
Yeah,
promise.
no, there won't be any more board
We'll be
games.
back to regularly scheduled programming next
Yes.
week for sure. Do we have any housekeeping-y things that we need to talk about?
I don't think so.
The only thing I can think of is a reminder that we don't have service next month. May, there is no Bernina service
service.
day. The next one will be June.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, June 8th. Of course, people started calling right after we had the April service date. When's your next service date?
Oh, yeah.
I know you've been putting it in all the emails and stuff, but
So
that's
the
inevitably what happens.
silliest part of this is that people ask us when is the second Saturday of the month.
Yeah.
So like this month, the first Saturday was the first.
Right.
And like the amount of people who thought that the service date was not the 8th, but whatever the following
16th
Saturday
or
was.
something, yeah.
And I was like, second Saturday of the month,
Right.
but like apparently that's not intuitive
Yeah.
if the first Saturday is the first day of the month.
Right. If Saturday is
So like a bunch of people
first.
missed the April date because they thought it was the next week. But I don't know how much
Yeah.
more clearly to say second Saturday. So
They'll
if you
just
have an
bring it in
idea of a
June.
better way to explain second Saturday, please
Yes.
put it in the comments.
We're always open to
and
those
I
kinds
will
of
adjust
suggestions.
because English isn't my first language. Maybe
I'm not
maybe
sure
there's
of
another
another
way to
way to
say
say
it.
that either, though.
But yeah, that's what ended up happening this month. Is there was a lot of people who thought that it was not the second
Yeah.
Saturday. So
June 8th is the next one. I do happen to know that that's the next date because.
it's the same as this month. It was April 8th, I think.
Do
this
I
month.
know that that's right? I thought I had looked.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, that's a good idea. The way my day's been going, I'll be wrong.
Yeah, this month it was April 8th for sure. Next month it's May. Oh, next month
It's
we
not
don't
happening.
have it.
No, no date in May.
And then
I was
June-
wrong.
The June date is June 10th, which is the weekend after the 4th of July weekend.
Right. Yeah, so don't
So
listen.
the 8th was in April. That's why
Yeah.
you said that. Yeah, good thing we checked.
Yes, thank you.
June 10th is the next service date. So you can drop off your machine by June 9th, which is the Friday before the second Saturday. And then Tony will be here on the 10th and can look at your machine and get your baby back to you as soon as possible.
Yes.
Sharon is saying this game sounds like something fun for a game night with friends.
Oh, yeah. If you have a game night with friends, yeah.
Especially if you have a game night with your quilting friends.
Yes. But I think even any friends, I think, this is definitely not specific to quilters.
Yeah, you don't
I
need to know
think.
anything about sewing.
Yeah, it's more strategy than anything else.
But the reason I liked it is because it was a little hexagon.
Well, sure. I mean, it's pretty cute.
Cats and hexagons. And technically you're like putting together a hexagon quilt. And that's
Exactly.
cool.
Yeah.
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 All right. Thanks for joining us again this week.
Thanks.
We will see you
I
next
hope you
week.
enjoyed it.
And we don't know what we're going to talk about next week, but
It'll be a
we promise it'll be
surprise.
fun.
As usual.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.